I commentate so many of John Numbers' matches, so it's only fitting that I'm commentating his set here at Royal Flush. I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to try to camp that ledge until Great Gonzalez finds an opening, because I feel like Ness isn't able to chase off stage against Wii Fit as much as you think he could because of not too good of a recovery once he loses his double jump.
Right.
Because Wii Fit can just eat the PK Thunder to get rid of it completely. So let's see how this actually turns out. What's funny enough is that we have a taunt coming. Is this?
What is going on here?
That is a match.
No, this is real. This is real. Yeah.
That's
for sure.
something Numbers would do too. I don't know why Great Gonzalez let John Numbers charge up a salute to the sun, but whatever. He got an opening when he taunted.
It's crazy. I mean, I feel you got to mix up your game plan a lot in these 5-game sets and kind of do crazier things and put it in your opponent's head, because this might come down the road. Like Game 5, they might start off the match in some kind of crazy way, and Numbers thinks he can get away. You never know. You never know what's going through.
We're seeing a lot of New York versus New Jersey today, because this is another New York versus New Jersey match. The previous one, Numbers is actually the one that sent James to losers. So James lost to New York both times. So now Great Gonzalez trying to redeem his regional partner.
For sure. Nice get-up attack from Numbers, pushing the Ness away. And that's something we're going to look for a lot, too. The little side magnet from Great Gonzalez. See how he's going to use it not just for movement, but also obviously to absorb the sun salutations. Okay? He's looking,
That's the one thing that Numbers has to be aware of, is that the PSI magnet, just being able to absorb.
Okay, nice little down smash at the ledge. There he is again with John Numbers. Another down smash. Really great stuff from Great Gonzalez. I feel like that's an underrepresented edge guarding tool. Oh, okay. Nice little aerial string from Numbers, keeping the pressure on Great Gonzalez, saying, hey, man, you took the first blood, but I'm here to respond.
Yeah, Numbers trying to catch him with that down smash again. He's kind of hesitating at throwing out the salute to the Suns. Usually, in every matchup I see John play, he's throwing them out constantly over and over because it heals 2% damage every time. But now you see a little bit of fear coming from Numbers when they throwing him out. He almost got caught.
He was going for that, too. That was a really great angle from Great Gonzalez. But as you're talking about the sun salutations, you do see someone come out. It does feel John Numbers a little bit, but he's not going to be able to throw them out as he wants to, because not only does Ness have his absorber. Okay, nice fade away back air. Looking for the PK Thunder. Going to be racking up a lot of damage on Numbers while he's off the stage, but that's going to be a nice retaliation spike from John Numbers. Woo!
And I said it before, Great Gonzalez chasing after John on the ledge. We saw what happened. The second John sees one opening, he's going to header you into the ground. He's going to dare you into the ground. He's going to spike you in some fashion.
For sure. And I mean, he's just going to beat you with experience down there, right? Because how many times has he fought a Ness off stage? Probably a lot more than Great Gonzalez has fought a Wii Fit down there. So, you know what? He's just going to bring you down there and beat you with experience. Very good stuff from John Numbers. And like we said, bringing it back already. The percents are pretty close, but the great hesitation by Great Gonzalez, waiting out the air dodge and connecting with the up air. Great stuff from Great Gonzalez, taking the first game from John Numbers.
Yeah, a little bit of fear going into John there as he hits that air dodge, trying to get back down onto the ground. But you know what? Gonzalez still got that kill with the up air. We see a little bit of coaching coming from James, coming in and like, yo, this guy sent me out, sent me to losers. You got this, man.
Do me a favor, man. Do this one for me, for James.
And we see an FD counterpick coming from John. He doesn't want any platforms for Ness to play with, even though this is a pretty good stage for Ness.
I was going to say, this is a really good stage for Ness. He can get his follow-ups and all that stuff, but I feel like Numbers, I've seen him do this stage a bunch of times too, because he likes to sit back. He likes to sit back, charge his sun salutations, throw them off. But, okay, I like the mix-up, because the first game he couldn't really, as you pointed out, the charged ones weren't really working out. Nice little tilt. I like that soccer ball, man. I always have my eyes focused on it, because you never know what he's going to do with it. You always think it's done, and it just never is. Like, he's always going to do something with it.
Yeah, he has the mastery of his control over the soccer ball is astounding. He knows exactly how to hit it to send in the direction he exactly wants it. He uses it for traps off stage as well. And right now, Gonzalez has yet to touch Numbers. As I said, I managed to land it up there. He just runs away. He'll probably heal up later.
I like the way that Gonzalez has been obliterating the soccer balls. So he's spared one before. He just PK fired one. Nice little reach from John Numbers too. Keeping up the pressure. I love this. Yes, he's blowing up the soccer balls, but they're all bait. Like, he's paying for it with percentage, and Numbers will take that all day for sure.
Where's he going? He actually just ran by him when he was wide open for a pivot grab, but John was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna try to risk an option. Just run away. Play it safe.
Yeah, and Numbers, he has a fully charged sun salutation. Let's see what he does with it. A lot of air dodges from Great Gonzalez. Don't be surprised if Numbers gets him with something
that was such a smart cross-up coming from John. Because I thought he was going to try to go for an attack, but actually he knew that PK Thunder was coming out, so he actually air dodged through him to hit the Thunder right where Great Gonzalez wanted it to land, and he was done for, landing into the sun.
And it's tricky recovering against Wii Fit, basically because you have no experience, and you have limited experience in what exactly, especially Wii Fit of the caliber of John Numbers. Like, recovering against him is so hard anyway. You don't know what options to look for. So, you might pull the trigger early on your PK Thunders, and he's going to jump off, air dodge through it, and get you for it. Nice movement out of that PK fire. John Numbers could have eaten a lot of damage for that, but he didn't. Okay.
And now John is starting to realize that he can bait out the PSI magnet by just holding on to the sun. causing him looking for the hugest up smash. He actually goes for that because when he hits the soccer ball, it extends his hurt box, and he goes for it time and again. It's very deceptive how long that hitbox is active for.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's definitely a good bait, and I mean that's like the advantage of maining like a low or mid-tier character, right? Is you like to use your opponent's lack of familiarity with your character against them. But right there, Gonzalez taking the first stock from numbers with a rising up air. I love the way Gonzalez uses these up airs. He's so precise with them, and I feel like again it's a tool in Ness's kit that's underused by players of lesser caliber than Great Gonzalez. Right there, we're seeing another one, too, racking up the percentage. PK Fire goes the wrong way. Oh, okay.
Nice catch.
Great timing. Yep.
John was reading when Gonzalez was going to mash out of that because a lot of players like to do is mash as fast as possible to get out, but what you have to do is mix up the timing you're doing, and Gonzalez was actually mixing up how he was going to get out of that. John got the read, lands the tippered up smash, and takes it into game 3.
And it's really hard to get that read, too, because Ness has a really quick air dodge. So if he mashes out of that and he's mashing air dodge, he's going to get out of that up smash. So it was precise timing by John Numbers. Really good stuff. Tied up 1-1 right now. I like this. This is a good set.
What's funny about this is the winner of this goes on to play against Mr. E, who, if John wins this, John and Mr. E have played each other so much.
That's a set you know.
Yeah, that's a set I definitely know. No numbers was
No.
He's gone. He's gone. He's done. He's gone.
And he made it back. Great Gonzalez. That's Ness right there, ladies and gentlemen. The grab into forward airs, and we'll be seeing you. Great Gonzalez taking a monumental lead in this game 3.
Hopefully John doesn't let that like hurt his momentum a little bit, because that was just he just got hit by that. That was done for. Look at him playing so patient now. Reads the roll, gets the pivot grab. He's going to stick to his game. I've seen John come back from worse scenarios.
Oh, that was such a sick setup. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I kind of wish he hit that. Like, you know,
totally purposeful.
But yeah, for
totally
sure.
purposeful.
So precise. Like, that was so smooth. And numbers only at 2% after that enormous start from Great Gonzalez.
Yeah, I mean, after, Great Gonzalez stole away that first stock, John's still in this. I wanted to recount. I've seen a worse, deficit that John's been at against actually QB at Civil War.
Okay, yep.
Like, he was down by so much, and John almost brought it back. So you can never count John out.
Right.
He's never out of this game until it says game.
For sure. And we're seeing Great Gonzalez land a couple more grabs. It's really been what he's used in this match, essentially, to get any damage or any kills, as we saw him be getting another great down smash with the ledge. I like the way Gonzalez is using that tool as well.
Just spamming it over and over into catching John off guard.
It's working. Again, John Numbers in a good position. Wow, dude.
John did that on purpose, man.
Was that homing? Like,
no,
what is going on?
He just knew exactly where he was going to land. It was a trap because it forces Gonzalez to go for an air dodge, and then John gets a free read on the air dodge to try to get a punish. But Gonzalez was controlling his trajectory just in a smart way that John couldn't come up with a punish.
Ooh, the absorb is going to be pretty big right there for Gonzalez, because now he might survive one hit. He might not have otherwise. He's still at 140, 150, but I think that throw might have done the job if he had not healed himself right there, or at least be close. Uh-oh, that's a PK Fire into grab. A ton of damage on John
Numbers. Not mean to fall into that. He's kind of shaking his head at that one. Numbers trying to catch it, calling out the down smash, hitting him with an up air, and bringing this back to a one-stock match apiece.
Yeah, and Ness off stage, we saw John Numbers gimp Great Gonzalez during game 2, so he can, if Great Gonzalez gets off stage here, it's going to be a dangerous situation for him, big time.
Gonzalez kind of saw an option against John off stage, just throwing out the PK Thunder, forcing Numbers to respect it instead of doing his normal shenanigans off stage.
He's got to be really careful with these sun salutations because he does not want Great Gonzalez to absorb them either. I like the way he's mixing up the timing on them, though. He's not going for the fully charged. He's getting a couple here and there, though. No. Look, Great Gonzalez does not connect with the up air. Gets the back throw. Not quite enough yet to kill, though. Looking for the forward air, reaching for it. Great air dodge, though, by John Numbers. He's still off stage, though. He's got to make his way back. His work is not done yet.
He's super aware of it, going for the air dodge to get through it. Waiting for him to land back down on the ground. Landing some up airs and neutral airs.
Yeah, I love the way he's using up air off the ledge. It's just such a smart defensive option. He's caught Great Gonzalez so many times with it. Great Gonzalez obviously wants to land this up air, and he does. He's going to use it a couple different times.
John was being super aggressive, I've noticed. Like, usually he's, chilling on the ledge, but I guess maybe he's just kind of afraid of the PK Thunder chasing him off stage, not allowing him to play the game that he wants to.
And John's got caught by the down smash a couple times, too, so Great Gonzalez has earned that respect on the ledge. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to... John's going to camp the ledge against you until you can prove that you can beat it, and Great Gonzalez has, and not that it's free, it's not 100% in Great Gonzalez's ratio, in Great Gonzalez's favor, but John Numbers knows he can't sit on the ledge forever. Let's see what this game 4 comes out to. It's going to be Final Destination between these two players.
Yet again, Final D coming back in strong, catching that air dodge on the ground with just a simple dash attack. Just try to establish a little bit of stage control. Throw the grab. I mean, obviously, even though Ness is really good on this stage, John just happens to be a little bit better. Already sneaking in a little bit of a lead. 42%.
I like that conversion. Great Gonzalez keeping it simple, going with the fair into an up air, not looking for any kind of crazy extensions of projectiles colliding there. Numbers, though, he's still off stage. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
Numbers reeling back in his chair, throwing his hand in his face. You know that's not anything that he wanted. And John, kind of rare to SD. Doesn't SD
Definitely,
too often.
Yeah. He's really good off the stage, actually. I'd say it's super rare from SD. But we saw last game he was at quite the deficit. After that throw combo from Gonzalez, taking his stock at basically 0%, or I think actually 0%. But John Numbers brought it back to last hit last game, so let's see if he can do it again. I wouldn't doubt it for sure. Especially since he can heal himself up. Like it's a long race against Wii Fit Trainer, I feel like. He's got to avoid these grabs, though. Great Gonzalez getting so much mileage out of these grabs. Nice spot dodge around the PK Fire, recognizing that. Ness is a lot of end lag after he whips that PK Fire. Gets a nice punish for it, too.
Okay, trying to land down on the ground, challenging the PK Fire with it. It rolls into the fire while the hitbox is still active.
Okay, nice air dodge through the nest and gets a nice little back air. Pushing Great Gonzalez off the stage. Sun Salutation going to be catching. That's hard to do, too. Catching Ness's air dodge is tough. Okay, he was looking to gimp the PK Thunder, but he couldn't get quite in the way. Good recovery by Great Gonzalez.
Right, Gonzalez was mixing up the PK Thunder timing so that John Numbers couldn't do it. Because, you know, once again, you see John come into you like that, you're expecting like some sort of aerial, but he just wanted to air dodge through it in order to just try to mess up his PK Thunder recovery.
Let's see what we got here now.
He's at 86%. Things aren't looking too bleak for John. Great Gonzalez playing out of his mind.
For sure. That's a greatly spaced back air by John Numbers to take the stock. It's really powerful, too. I really like the way that Numbers hesitated before using it and collided with Great Gonzalez's hurtbox to take his stock. Now we're seeing a situation where Numbers, he could definitely bring this back. I mean, taking the first stock was the first task. Now he's got to keep chiseling away at the percentages, not get grabbed by Gonzalez. That's going to be a big thing because he's going to eat a lot of damage if he gets grabbed. The back throw also might do it. It's super close, but not quite enough knockback yet.
And John's double jumping out of the DI the blast zone.
Yeah.
Trying to keep away. Challenging the PK Thunder with a header. That's all he can go for because he's out of jumps.
I think Great Gonzalez will take that trade, too, to keep John Numbers in the bad position. Okay, another nice job by John Numbers, though. He's making his way back to the stage, and he does it. Okay, he's in a good situation now. Gets the deep breathing activated. Let's see what he can do with it. Sun Salutation going to collide. A lot of percent in the favor of John Numbers now, too.
He's jumping all over the place, just trying to land down on the ground. Great Gonzalez trying to camp his landings with the up air. Constant barrage of it. That could have been a free guy for John, but he just kind of rolled away, charging his slip to the sun yet again, trying to go for a pivot dodge.
So scary.
If he would have been grabbed there, that would have been the set.
Ooh,
John bringing it back. He's at 85.
Like you said, his comeback factor is huge. Great Gonzalez is going to be looking for an up air for a back throw, and he can't find either options. John Numbers playing completely masterfully right now, avoiding everything, but he rolls into, as I say that, I'm so sorry because that was the commentator's curse big time. So well played, though. Numbers had like two big things that happened in the last two games. The first one, obviously, was the 0-to-death throw combo that Gonzalez had, but he brought that one back to last hit. And then in this one, too, he had the unfortunate SD at the beginning of Game 4. Yeah, Game 4.
And the set ender was